You know those animes you watch and you just come off feeling bored? Because why in the world did I waste my time on that? The problem's almost always the same. Protagonists are too perfect. They never mess up, or worse, they're too powerful from the start. We never even get to see how they got all that firepower. We've learned nothing, felt nothing, and are left with nothing. But not Jin-Woo. He's the most relatable protagonist in anime, and here's why. Solo Leveling just wrapped its second season, and honestly, every anime fan out there would agree, Jin-Woo is probably the most relatable good guy that's ever graced our screens. But why? Why do fans love him so much? Why are some even ready to rank him above legends like Ichigo Kurosaki? Let's dig a little deeper into Solo Leveling's lore. From the moment we meet Jin-Woo, he's already pulling at our heartstrings. Scraggly, bony, he chooses to stay back in the double dungeon, sacrificing himself so the rest of his party can escape. Now, if you're an anime geek, you know just how rare that kind of selflessness is. Most main characters are too busy overflowing with ego, too obsessed with power or validation to even care about someone else's life. But not Jin-Woo. His humility is his power. It's that uniqueness that grabs us right from episode 1. But maybe the reason why he's so egoless is because he doesn't have anything to be proud of. Let's be real. He starts the show as an E-rank hunter, and what's worse, he's the worst E-rank hunter there is. Can you imagine being the worst of the worst? Like being on a basketball team where the coach only calls your name if every single substitute is injured, which never happens. Yeah, that's rough. Obviously, he's the butt of every joke. Whenever he tags along on a mission, everyone just knows. The gate they're raiding must be easy. Now that has got to suck. I'll tell you what that feels like. It's one of the worst places to be in life. Grinding, fighting, trying to prove yourself. But no matter how hard you try, no one notices because your best just isn't good enough. There's nothing more painful than trying your hardest and still being invisible. And let's be honest, we've all been that guy. Whether it was awful grades that wouldn't budge, an annoying boss who always found something wrong, or those job applications that just disappeared into the void. We've all been Jin-Woo, and that's what makes him so real. That's what makes him relatable. After he and his team are thrown into the deadly Cartonon Temple, he's chosen by the system to become its player. That's when the transformation begins. From soft, hesitant boy to full-blown, cold-blooded monster. He starts earning new skills, unlocking terrifying powers, and gaining serious character development. But still, one question lingers. Why him? Why would the system pick such a mid-tier NPC? There were stronger hunters, better choices. Here's the twist. The system wasn't acting on its own. Long before that day, the Shadow Monarch Ashbourne made a deal with Candiaru, a mage. In exchange for immortality, Candiaru would find Ashbourne a vessel, and he built the system to do it. So when that weak little E-rank team stepped into the dungeon, Jin-Woo got picked. But why? Why would a Shadow Monarch choose the weakest guy in the room? Two reasons: his intellect and his refusal to die. Even when life gave him every reason to give up, he didn't. He wasn't the strongest, but he was the smartest, the most determined. He didn't want to be a hero. He was just trying not to die. And that is exactly why he became one. Despite being the weakest member of the weakest hunting party, Jin-Woo is still one of the smartest guys around. Throughout the anime, he shows an incredible ability to assess danger, calculate odds, and adapt on the fly. He memorizes the strengths of both his friends and enemies, then reuses that knowledge when the stakes are even higher, even when the odds are worse than last time, even when he has no business surviving. Whatever he lacks in brute strength, he's got 10 times that in brains. And one more thing, the guy has a hidden superpower, refusing to die. Somehow at every turn, Jin-Woo cheats death. And that's really the whole message here, isn't it? Because no matter how bad things look, no matter how hopeless life gets, there's always something in us we can use to push forward. Physically, yeah, Jin-Woo was a wimp, but mentally, he was dangerous. Maybe your grades suck, but then you realize you're insanely creative with your hands. You're a natural leader. You're strategic as hell in chaos. This entire story is about finding that hidden inner weapon. You're not weak. You're just not done becoming who you're meant to be. That's why Jin-Woo hits people so deep, because through him, we start looking inward and discovering stuff about ourselves we didn't even know existed. Let's talk about family. Sung Jin-Woo never wanted to be a hunter. E rank, S rank, didn't matter. But when you live in a world full of deadly monsters, and you've got a mother and a younger sister to protect, you don't get to be nonchalant. His mom, suffering from a condition called eternal sleep. The treatment's expensive. His sister, in school, and he's the one paying the bills. So Jin-Woo stepped up. Not just for money, not for clout, but because he believed there was a cure for his mom's illness. He knew becoming a better hunter meant getting closer to the answer. Sometimes, becoming the strongest isn't about glory. It's about saving the people you love. Now here's why that hits so hard. Most of us want to retire our parents, to give them something big. A car, a house, a miracle. But solo leveling teaches this. You don't have to wait to be rich. You can start changing lives. Even as a broke, tired, weak E-rank hunter. Now a lot of people say that in the recent episodes of solo leveling, Sung Jin-Woo got colder, more emotionless. But I don't think he's cold. I think he's focused. He's not the same guy anymore. The things that first inspired him, his mom, his sister, and survival, those things, they're handled now. With his new status, his family's probably good for life. But he's got bigger responsibilities now, much bigger. He's not just a hunter anymore, he's the Shadow Monarch. After hitting level 100 in the Jeju Island raid, after soloing the Ant King and wiping out his army of 1,000 ants, Jin-Woo became one of the most feared names not just in Korea, but the entire world. He's S rank now, and that means the stakes? They're sky high. Even now, as one of the strongest men alive, he can't afford to relax. When the whole world is watching, being strong isn't enough. You have to be unshakable. There's a lot more resting on him now than ever before, and sometimes that happens to us too. You hit a new level in your career or just in life, and suddenly you've got to say less. Be more guarded, be quiet. Not because you don't trust people, but because they just won't understand the place you've stepped into. It's not arrogance, it's vision. Sometimes you outgrow the room, not because you're better, but because your vision is bigger. You've got something massive in your head, a goal, a mission, and you know the only way to bring it to life is alone. So yeah, you'll get misunderstood, you'll get labeled cold, distant, just like Jin-Woo. But deep down, you know what you're doing, and you know what it takes to finish it. Solo leveling is definitely one of the biggest anime out there today. But way beyond all the amazing fight scenes, it boasts the most relatable protagonist in the anime world. Sung Jin-Woo's struggles from the very bottom of the hunter food chain to its pinnacle are definitely something we can all see ourselves in, and it's why he's going to stick around in our memories for a very long time to come. But what do you think? Is Sung Jin-Woo's character complex enough to crown him the most relatable good guy in anime? Or is there someone else you'd rather give that title? Let us know in the comments, subscribe, and before you go, check out our other anime related content.